Good morning. I hope everyone is having a great day today. I'm just doing my normal everyday thing with the animals. As you can see, they're always excited to see me when I come out the door. So, for the next few minutes, I'll just take you on my morning routine with everyone. My first stop in the morning is down to give Junior his mixed up dog food and to feed the bucks. So hopefully Junior will be allowed to eat his food because he's not very aggressive with his food. Then it's off to the barn to feed the cats because if I don't feed them, I will not hear the end of it and they will pester me until I do. So Pip, he's very patient. He eats what he wants and then he lets the cats have the rest, evidently. They like to run in and beat me to the punch before I get in there to feed them. Here we are in Milk Goat's house with their milking stand. There's Milk Goat. Like I said, she's spoiled. Here's her kitties. Down to see the chickens. I have standard dark Brahma and Dominique on this side of the chicken house. And on the other side, I have little fuzzy silkies. No eggs this time of the year. I like to say that they're on unemployment as well because they're not providing any food for me. So there's the rooster I got from Carly. After I fed and watered the chickens this morning, I came over to the goats to feed them. I've already cleaned out their feeder at this point, put their feed down so that they can stampede to the feeder. I tie up the old goat Wine just because she can't behave herself. She likes to bash on the other goats because she thinks she's getting more than what they are. Then I go along and I check udders because we do have kids due in 3 weeks or so. I want to make sure everybody's udder is developing, and you can actually tell that some of them are getting much larger than what they were. This year's been a really strange year anyway for the goats and their udders and deliveries. After that, I go and I feed the cows, and I check their udders too because 3 of them are supposed to be bred. I have seen a calf kick in the dark gray one there, but I haven't seen it the last few days. And I noticed this morning I needed to go and take the hay ring off of the hay bale so that the cows and the goats can get to it. So I had to go and get the tractor and take it down to the back lot and move that ring. It was kind of cold this morning. It's probably 25 degrees out when I was doing this chores. So I was kind of freezing on the tractor. But I hook up the bucket to the hay ring with my little short chain that my husband made so that it would make life easier moving a hay ring, because I don't know about anybody else. If you've ever moved a hay ring by yourself trying to get hay off of it by hand, it's just not happening. So I use the tractor and I lift the hay ring up and then I go and set it out of the way so that the cows and the goats don't have any problems getting around their hay, and then I don't have to worry about the ring being in the way when I bring in a new bale in a few days. My life is really not all that interesting. A lot of people think that it is, and it's a lot of fun and all that, but it really is entertaining and enjoyable to take care of the livestock. For whatever reason, it just helps me. Well, I think that might have been the most excitement of my day today, just taking the hay ring off of the hay bale with the tractor. After I did that, I pulled the tractor out of the lot and I walked back up to the hill to open the gate so that the cows and the goats could go back to their hay pile that they have to stay in all the time. As I was walking up, I see Jody standing at the gate, but she doesn't really care for me that much. She just runs off, but they're not as bad as what they used to be. They used to just take off the other side of the field. And then the goats come in, and then they'll demolish this hay bale. It'll take them probably 3 or 4 days to completely eat this down. We'll see. That's Jody the cow. Sometimes I wonder if she's actually bred or not. And there's little Stevie, and she's huge, so she probably is bred. And then there's Patty Melt. Patty Melt is our feeder calf that we're going to raise up to eat. So she will be here for another year probably, so that we can get her up to the right size. But this is my entertainment. They don't even pay much attention to me. Every now and then Candy will come up and sniff me, but everybody else just goes in about their own thing and eats and says I don't have anything to do with that person standing there filming me. There's Henna. And here's the east side of the barn. We redid all of this year. We are almost done with it. It still needs to have a couple of posts set in the ground to hang the gates on, but for the most part, it's doing just fine, just like it is. But my next big job of the day is dragging the water hose around to water everyone. I do that every other day. Everyone has a heated water tank. Just because I don't like to bust ice, and if you've ever had to bust ice, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. Instead of Christmas lights, we have heated water tanks. So there's the girl standing up on the east side of the barn, and there's our last kid of 2020, Katie Bell. She weighed 39.9 pounds this morning at 44 days old. There is little Kenna sitting like a dog. And that's all for today. Thank you and have a great evening.